Good Tuesday evening from Lethbridge, Alberta. There's the world-famous high-level trestle bridge in downtown Lethbridge. Spring is arriving here in southern Alberta. See the bikes by the lakeside. Happy that the snow has disappeared. But the entire world has come here to the NMAX Center. It's our venue for the Pioneer Hi-Bred World Men's Curling Championship. Teams are entering the venue for tonight's draw. Greeting the fans that have gathered for tonight's contests. And our feature game for you tonight is Japan taking on Germany. So let's meet the teams for tonight's game. For Japan, at lead is Shinya Abe. Yasumasa Tanida is at second stone. Tetsuro Shimizu is at third. And the skip for Team Japan is Yuta Matsumura. They're taking on Germany. At lead tonight, Dominic Grendel. Daniel Neuner is at second stone. Ryan Gerard is playing at third. And Team Germany is skipped by Mark Muskiewicz. Here are the standings. Only two unbeaten teams remain, Canada and Switzerland, both at 6-0. But look, Japan right behind them at 5-1 alongside Sweden. USA, Italy, and Scotland vying for playoff places as we reach the midpoint of this tournament. Look inside the NMAX Center. Tuesday evening. I'm Hans Fraumel. I'm joined by Rona Howie, Olympic champion. Good evening to you, Rona.
Good evening, Hans.
Exchanging handshakes before the match. Going to keep an eye on all the games for you tonight. Over on sheet A, it's Italy taking on Russia. On sheet B, a big game, Sweden versus Switzerland. Our feature match is on sheet C, Japan versus Germany, and on sheet D, Korea versus Scotland. That's a big game for Scotland as well, trying to claw their way back into the playoff picture. It's been a tough week for this relatively new German team, coming into this game at 1-5, but Rona, really no pressure on them, and they should play pretty freely tonight against this team from Japan, who have probably exceeded expectations from many pre-tournament.
Yeah, definitely. The Germans have had some great games, and they are, as you say, a new young team. They've got a lot to learn from playing in this event and playing all the teams that are here.
You see some of the other teams warming up. Team Korea in the background, and there is Yuta Matsumura. Japan sitting at 5-1. It's a little bit early. We're middle of the round robin. You don't want to start thinking about the playoffs, but a win tonight for the Japanese would leave them sitting in a very good place.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice to see some friendly chat there with the Koreans.
Kim Soo-hyuk and Yuta Matsumura reliving previous encounters, wishing each other well.
Yeah, this morning Korea really had control of that game, and Japan clawed their way back and managed to steal a win from Korea.
And sometimes that's what it takes if you're going to get yourself into the business end of a competition. Rona, winning a game you don't think you should. Japan just earning last rock. Advantage in the first end by a better last stone draw. They're playing the red stones. Germany will play the yellow stones tonight. 12-game round robin, and sometimes you have to win a game that you didn't think you were going to make it into the final six.
Yep, every single game is tough here. And it's a long week with 12 round robin games.
Yeah, no gimmies at all. Quality field. Coach has mentioned the background as the athletes get ready to get us going. Glad you're with us wherever you are in the world. Dominic Grendel, 30 years of age, gets us started.
Warten. Linie gut. Sicher 3. 3. Noch ein bisschen kürzer aus. Yep.
Dominic sat off the game earlier on this afternoon. They had their alternate player on, so he'll be well rested for this game tonight.
The Germans have varied their lineup a little bit from game to game. Center guard there. And as we've seen, if you've been with us through the week, Shinya Abe of Japan. Quite often when Japan has last rock and the opponent throws up the center guard, Japan happy to come right around it.
Yeah, it's attacked we've seen by quite a few of the countries this week, especially Canada. When they got last stone, they're not putting up the corner guards, they're coming round the centre, controlling that scoring zone.
Abe sliding slightly deep into the back of the 8-foot.
Are you down to it? What's he calling? I didn't hear the call. Bumper! Hack! Hack.
Sliding along overhead with Dominic.
Heck loose! Heck loose!
Whistle in the background. It's not somebody chasing sheep. It is Mark at the far end making a sweeping call via a whistle.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep, whoa, whoa.
It's quite a skill.
Certainly is. Sometimes it can get very noisy in the arena. And some teams will use hand signals for sweeping, so somebody's always got to be looking up at the head to see if there's any movement. But you know, when the crowd are shouting, it can be quite hard for sweepers to hear their skip. But you certainly hear the whistle.
Sure do. Grendel just slides by the Japanese stone, so Shinya Abe with a great chance now to zip another one in there. Nice touch from Shinya. He's had a very good week at lead for Japan. Very steady, consistent game to game.
Yeah, he's the experienced one in the team.
Japan lies 2. You see that one 2/3 buried behind the center. Daniel Neuner, 31 years of age, playing at second stone.
His first appearance at a World Championship.
That'll be a memory for a lifetime.
7, 8. 8. Kommt ein bisschen runter. Immer noch 7, 8.
Such a thrill and an honor. Put your country's jersey on and represent the World Championship.
Go, 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 go.
This one is going to slide to the back of the 4-foot. Second shot. It's going to be in an awkward place for the Japanese to make a play at, though. There you see it's angled onto the stone at the back. Pretty close to see who's shot here. What do you think, Rona? Might be yellow.
That could be yellow, yes. Close. But it's back tee, and I think, you know, Japan are in a good position controlling that top of the 4-foot.
3分の1見えないぐらい。3分の1見えないぐらい。割っていいんじゃない？
Making the gears turn a little bit for the Japanese here early in the game. Toyed at bumping the stone in the front 4-foot. Now it looks like they're going to make a play to the German stone. Don't want to miss heavy here. There's Yasumasa Tanida.
ラインまだ。当たりぐらいはあるよ。ラインまだ。ライン付け。ライン付け。Yes. Yes.
Trying to just rest up on top of the yellow. Ah, that's a lovely shot.
Oh, man. That is a mighty good first up effort. Welded in there. Great shot.
So now, yellow's definitely not shot.
Just that tiny little nudge. Leaving Japan lying 2.
The only good thing for Germany is that that is back tee. They can follow that in.
Gleiche Länge.
9, 8, 9, wow! 6, 7.
6-7, so that's T-line that the sweepers are calling, the weight is. It's looking a bit more than that.
Yeah, they're waiting for the line. It needs to curl a little bit. Just going to tick and rub. Actually, just back 8-foot weight, and there are the rules of play. 10 end games, but we're playing 6 at a minimum. Each team with 38 minutes of thinking time, each team with 1 60-second timeout. 5 rock-free guard zone rule is in effect.
That was a bad mistake there from Germany. Even if they'd sat top of the 4, it was usable. But by going around the back, it really favours Japan now, especially when they've got last stone advantage.
Yasumasa Tanida, 24-year-old Japanese second stone, trying to follow that fantastic first up shot. Not quite as good as his first one, but great weight. Just needed to curl another half a rock. You can see how well welded that stone is at the back of the forefoot. It's not going anywhere.
Yep. I'll just throw T-line, you guys sweep. Okay. Yep.
Japan with the hammer here in the first, and something brewing. Ryan Gerard, third player.
Yes.
Neuner on the inside line, trying to hold the line. Is this one going to overcurl? Want to get it by that stone in the front forefoot, but it is going to overcurl and bump it forward. Japan lying 3, and in a world of trouble for the Germans now. Wedge another one in there, Rona?
Yeah, absolutely. They can come in and freeze right on top of the reds. Very difficult for Germany to move them.
See the long center guard at the top of our picture. Makes it difficult for the Germans to use their own stone in the front 8-foot. Great chance here for Japan in the first.
So important not to be heavy with this one.
Tetsuro Shimizu, his characteristic long extension. Tanida and Abe jump it right out of hand. They think it's light. Well, they're backing off. They seem happy with it. Coming down now. Happy to leave it high.
Yeah, unless the line was perfect. It's coming now. It's pretty good there.
Yeah, tough spot for the Germans to deal with. They can hammer it, but jams everywhere you look. What a forest. It's a party in the forefoot.
And it's only the first end.
Only the Red Rocks have been invited.
Yeah. Okay.
Hammer red. Red goes straight back. You see the time clock's running. And keep an eye on that through the game. Red feathers red. Maybe both of the yellows go. Might leave Japan still lying 4. So Ryan Gerard, high degree of difficulty shot here for the German third in the very first end of the game.
It is a big target though.
Should be able to hit something. Big weight. Missile. It does jam the stone in the back. So Japan now lying 2, but that stone at the back forefoot is in major danger for the Germans. So the 3 or the 4 are still very much on for Japan here. They had the great setup. Now can they close the end out and really cash in?
But we saw Germany come round and just nose their yellow back. So you know there's a big finish there that they could use that yellow to tap up.
Yeah, that is their saver, potentially. I'm surprised that the Japanese are leaving that for them, Rona?
They could have come round the same side and even half-checked that yellow at the moment.
They may be looking at it now.
Oh.
There you go. They heard you.
The thing is for Japan, they don't want to open it up to let Germany in.
Right. You're in pretty good shape now. You want to make your opponent make a tough shot.
Yeah.
Shimizu Tetsuro, 31 years of age, the long-time third player for the Morozumi combination from Japan. In with the new team this year and settling right in. Important that they do get around the German stone in the front 8-foot. This one, though, it's going to over-curl. Bit of a mistake here for the Japanese. Overlaps it a bit, makes the angle a little bit more difficult for the Germans to use.
Well, I did say half check it, but I had meant the other
Not that way.
side.
Doing it the hard way.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let them know. Yeah.
Changes the angle now.
Now gives that stagger for Germany to come around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take it for your release.
Not much target area to get to, but definitely somewhere to go.
Daniel Frank gespielt hat, ist
Was von der Zeit?
aber vielleicht hat sich auch wieder verändert, weil es länger ging. 4-0. Gehen wir
Das waren jetzt 4-0 gehabt, aber der hat wahrscheinlich gereicht.
Weißt du, Dolly? Ja.
Germany need to be careful that they don't go too far back, because that red can be pushed over by Japan.
Nur Beißer Dolly.
So they want to stop this really
Nicht tiefer, sonst hat er
just
den Schuss
top of the
über
1
seinen
foot
eigenen linken.
and no deeper.
4-0.
Also seiner ist jetzt ziemlich gecuttet zum Schluss.
Welcome to the
Komisch auf
game.
der Spur da, aber
Mark Muskatewicz, 23 years of age, and first up you get to throw this.
He's played Worlds before, playing second.
8-9.
Low then.
8-9.
No.
Schau!
6.
Ist gut.
It's his
Weißer
first
Dolly.
time skipping.
Platz.
Shimizu's stone really curled here. Let's see if Muskatewicz's stone does the same thing.
It's deep.
Oh, is it going to stop?
Well, pretty good weight, but the line doesn't curl quite enough. Leaves Japan lying 2. And
Nicht gegriffen.
give Matsumura a chance to follow that one down.
Okay, too much ice.
Just overhearing Ryan Gerard saying, yeah, wait, maybe just a bit too much ice. Maybe they were fooled by the amount of curl that Shimizu got as well. That can happen sometimes, can't it? You look at an opponent's stone and think, okay, well, follow that track, but maybe a different release or maybe a slightly different running surface on the rock. And yours tracks differently, and all of a sudden you're in a little bit of trouble. Here comes Yuta Matsumura. Left-hander, so this is his in turn. This actually sets up well for him.
Yeah, it's his side of the sheet. Coming at a different angle. So ideally he wants to be top of the 4 foot.
Puzzled expression from Yuta.
Yeah, he's looking quite concerned.
29 years of age, and curling for 19 of them. Big chance here to set his team up for a big end right out of the gate. Shimizu and Tanita are pretty happy with it. Now they're working it.
It swings big from the hog line in.
They want to get third shot. Have they left it too long? Yeah, a bit of a sweeping error there. Coming up just short.
But they were probably being on the cautious side because they couldn't afford to be heavy and give Germany an easier shot. So it's better there because that's usable by them for their last stone.
Germany looking at the little pinball shot now. Push the yellow off the front of the red, put it there.
Yeah. Or bring it right back onto that. That's not bad either. He shoots that, but then it jams here.
Lots of different ways to get the yellow stone in there, but also lots of different ways that things could go really bad.
Das Riskante ist halt, wenn wir direkt den Jam spielen, dann hat den Schuss hier. Wir müssen Kontakt mit dem machen.
I really think it's like.
Oder wir
Let's have a look in at Sweden, Switzerland, Rona.
And there's a lot of Swiss granite in a row. 3 yellows in there.
Wow.
So Nicholas Edin, first end, having to draw the button.
Switzerland with a thrilling win over the United States this afternoon, looking to try and keep their momentum and keep their perfect record intact against Nicholas Edin, who suffered his first loss of the tournament.
I'd like to play a little more because this is going to take off.
So has to virtually bite the button.
Sliding right at us.
D-line.
Linje, lite tight. Okay, linje.
Bra linje.
Sweepers seem quite happy with the weight.
Ser ut som den är hård på linjen. Kommer nu.
It's coming now. The line's good.
Lite tight.
Den är lugn, den är förbi.
Needs to be in the 1 foot. Oh, just left it short.
Oh dear.
It's a steal of 1 for Switzerland. They lead 1-0 after 1.
It's the kind of shot that the sweepers kind of hit themselves in the head with the brush afterwards. It was pretty much there, just for the lack of a few extra strokes of the brush. But cut down the damage anyways. Nice shot from Nicodine. After a long discussion now, Germany's Mark Meskiewicz trying to angle tap his own stone into shot rock position. Well, he actually winds up chipping out the Japanese stone, and Japan is still lying 2 by the, well, is it? 1 for sure. I think they're lying 2 already.
Wow, that was nearly very dangerous there if they'd caught it any thinner.
Yep. Japan seem pretty satisfied that they're lying 2, so they think this is a draw for 3. Japan playing the red rocks. Shinya's going to have another look. You want to be pretty sure about that.
セカンドはちょっとわかんないまだ。
There's Mark looking on. Not a big target area for Yuta to draw to. Needs to put it on the tee line.
Well, certainly been a lot of stones in play at this first end.
We will run the interval time on this one for you between the hog lines, get an idea of the pace of the ice. Started here, near hog line. Draw weight to tee line has been running in the 14 and 3, 14.3, 14.4 range through the week. Well, it's got lots of weight. It's got too much weight.
Looking very speedy.
He's got backing, but he can't move it very far. Well, they got away with it. It's 2 for sure.
Yeah, 2. So
Are they going to measure for the 3rd? They are going to call for a measure.
Germany's saying it's them.
When the players don't agree, that's when they call the officials onto the surface to measure the stones and make the determination. So Japan's got 2 for sure. Do they have 3? And take another look at the delivery and release of Yuta Matsumura. Rona?
Just a quick look from the side. It looks
Yeah, coming from the left-hand hack, his hand goes right down to the very edge of the handle and then uses his wrist to play the stone.
As it comes in, we can see he's got backing, but he can't really tap it. Just a tiny bit hangs around because if he pushes it any farther, he gives up a point. So we got the 2, and now the official's going to come and measure the stones. All right, playing along at home. Here's the yellow one. That's almost 5. That's the German rock. If that goes past 5, it'll be Japan's point. Well, no, it is definitely Germany, so only a 2 after all that. Interesting. So Ryan Gerard, you're right. That's just a deuce for the Japanese. They're on the board first. Germany kind of dodging a bullet, but Japan on breaks on top, leading it 2-0. Shinya Abe gets it underway in the second end. We're live from Lethbridge, Alberta. Southern Alberta. Not too far from the Rocky Mountains. In the neighborhood of the Badlands. Southern Alberta. We're at the Pioneer Hi-Bred World Men's Curling Championship. Japan with a deuce in the first. Hans Franlab here with Rona Howie. Rona, that was worth measuring. Japanese, I think, thought they had 3, but after the measure.
Yeah, certainly was.
Dominic Grendel.
If there's ever any doubt, you're better measuring.
Absolutely. You've got officials here. They can do the work. Tell you the result. Nose hit there.
Okay.
See the coach's bench in the background.
Germany quite happy to hit there and not put up a corner guard.
Maybe an indication around a game planning that they're just going to try and keep it tight and grind it out and keep themselves in the game, perhaps. Well, a little mini mistake here from Shinya Abe. It's going to roll. It might hang on. Maybe it did spin back. It's close.
Now the corner will go up.
Kind of.
Doesn't matter right now, at least.
And this is where with the new 5-rock 3 guard zone rule, you've got that extra stone to play with at the beginning of an end. So if they put up a corner here, Japan can't remove it.
And the beneficiaries of the change to the 5-rock rule, definitely the team with last rock.
Okay, good.
And we see the coach taking notes, having a chat.
They're all sitting with laptops and
Yep.
all ready for their debriefs after the game.
All the gizmos. Sumasa Tanida. Serene slide there. Shimizu and Abe working this one pretty hard. 13-member associations here. It's a full 12-game round robin. That's a long week. A lot of curling, Rona.
It is, and you know, to play at a high level every single day is tough. It takes a lot of focus and concentration, and that's what these guys train for all year round. To be playing at this level, but being able to keep that focus, concentration, level of performance, it's tough. Because not only do you want to be playing the round robin games, you've also got playoff games when you want to be even better.
Take it up another level, exactly.
But there's no easy game out here. No game's a gimme. Every game's tough.
Yeah, can't catch a breather against anybody in this field.
You'll move up to 13 teams now, you know, and we used to just have 10 teams at a World Championship. So it's just that extra few games that can take their toll on certain countries.
Yeah, big difference between a 9-game round robin and a 12-game round robin, isn't it?
Yeah.
25% more games by my maths.
Indeed. And we've got 3 Pacific Asian nations here this year as well for the first time.
It's true with the introduction of the new world qualifying event.
China came through that.
2 teams qualified directly out of the Pacific Asia zone. Japan were the champions in Gangneung, so they came here ranked first out of the region. And China were the runners-up, and as Rona said, Korea went to Naseby, New Zealand for the world qualifying event in January, and they, along with the Netherlands, qualified for the final 2 spots in the field at that event.
Yep, and this Japanese team played so well in that Pacific Asia Championship.
Sure did.
You know, to be sitting here, 5 wins and 1 loss, they must be pretty happy right now.
Well, we got an indication at the World Women's Championships in Denmark, where there were also 3 Pacific Asia teams, and they performed really well, that curling in that part of the world is definitely on the up in terms of quality. Trying to rattle these around a bit. Clears the front. Let's have a look at Italy and Russia.
Russia lying one at the side of the forefoot, but it is guarded. So Joe Returnaz going for the in-off the winger. Trying to lift the double for 2. Oh, doesn't push it enough, but does get one. Great attempt. So Italy lead 1-0 after 2.
Brave attempt for the deuce there for Joel. So close. Worth another look. Couldn't hit it on a better angle than that, just needed a little bit more momentum. Italians leading that one 1-0.
Yep, it could have drawn for 1, but
yeah, where's the fun in that?
The game, it's go for the double for 2.
Just be ready, because he might call the double as well.
Well, they play with a lot of flair, that Italian team. Ryan Gerard. I think the Japanese stone on the edge of the rings is on the rings. So Gerard trying to hit and roll across the house towards that stone. There's the hit, and there's the roll. That looks like a beauty.
Oh, great shot.
Terrific. Couldn't be better. Terrific shot, Ryan. Well done.
Good shot.
Thanks. Good sweep.
Worth another look, Rona.
Yep, couldn't have placed this one any better. Right over behind the cover.
Japan will need to draw down into that neighborhood. They can't hit it.
Line's good. Line's good.
They can just half check, or they could draw around it.
This one's actually going to overcurl. I wonder if Tetsuro's got a bit of a mover there. This is the second time that a draw of his has overcurled. Caught them a little bit by surprise, it looked like.
I think he was just short of weight as well, which didn't help that one.
I like the open. You guys like that?
Yeah, I like you.
The alternate player gets to match stones the night before.
There's a legend. Andy Cap. German coach.
His son Benjamin Cap.
Yeah, bit of a family affair on the German bench.
Little heavy.
So they'll match stones the night before and try and give each player the best match pairs. So a great opportunity now for Germany to split the rings. Fly 2.
Yep, the old school deuce is on here for Germany. Split the house.
That's good.
Trade shots. And you see the coaches in the background. And there is Japanese coach Bob Ursel. We heard him in the pregame warming up, learning a little bit more Japanese. The guy's trying to teach him some new words.
There's a world junior champion.
Let's say they roll out.
So after dropping a deuce in the first, the Germans with a good chance here to tie this one up. They can trade shots for the rest of the end. Yuta Matsumura.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Get.
Want to stick around. They don't want to roll out, but this one is going to, well, just going to hang on. Despite the efforts of Ryan Gerard to sweep it out.
The
jackets are coming off as the players start to warm up with all the sweeping.
20. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's quite a warm arena. We've seen quite a few of the skips even with their jackets off this week.
That's right, even Kevin Cooey. I've seen Kevin Cooey with his jacket off. That's like sighting a unicorn. You don't see that very often. Come on, let's get to it.
Yep. Same. Easy. Same. Whoa!
Whoa! Zalba. Whoa, off. Okay, Zalba. 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 Good.
Gets it to nose. Germany lies 2. Let's have a live look at Sweden, Switzerland.
Great come around from Benoit Schwartz. Lie 1 buried. So Nicholas Edin having to draw the other side. Again, needs to bite the 1 foot. He's certainly been put under pressure in the first couple of ends tonight.
Bra linje.
Well, he drilled the button, came up a few inches short to give up the steal in the first. Let's see if
Bra linje.
Nick can get it to the button here.
Lite plats nu, lite plats. Ha linjen dock, är en
So the line looks good. How's the weight? Perfect. So ties the game 1-1 after 2 ends.
Yeah, I'll just throw it on the lid again, says the 3-time world champ. All tied up. Japan looking for a little bit of a roll behind cover, nothing doing, so it's going to be an open hit for the Germans to tie this one up. Good end for them, all set up by that great hit and roll by Ryan Gerard. Yuta Matsumura, he knows what's coming. This will be a real confidence boost for the Germans. Things were looking pretty terrifying for them in the first end. They got away with dropping a deuce. It could have been so much worse, and now here's a chance to tie up the game. Salba is German for clean, and that's a great word to hear as a sweeper because that is a score of 2 for Germany. They do indeed tie up the game after 2 ends. We are tied at 2.
Passt? Ja, trotzdem mal. Klar, den haben wir für Länge einfach Gefühl entwickeln. Ja. Was war da jetzt? Einfach ein bisschen zu passiv.
Du hast gesehen, den wo er da gespielt hat an der Stelle, da ist es einfach auch noch ein bisschen runterkommen.
Ja, aber der muss er bedenken, der hat einen mega weiten Weg. Absolut. Da lieber einen Meter mehr. Ne? Absolut, ja.
Okay.
Schön 2 zusammen.
Genau so. Was warten wir jetzt?
Kurze wieder wie im ersten.
Ja, aber ganz kurz dann. Ja. Und dann schauen, dass wir die Steine einfach sicher den Call machen.
Okay, du kannst.
A look from high overhead here at the NMAX Center, Lethbridge, Alberta.
Eher 4. Den ist gut.
Japan with last rock here in the third. We are live at the Pioneer Hi-Bred World Men's Curling Championship 2019. Our feature game, Japan versus Germany. On this round lob here with Rona Howie.
Quick. Yeah, quick.
After a bumpy start, Germany right back in the game. 13 teams competing here. Top 6 will make the playoffs. There's a real reward for finishing in the top 2. Japan not in the top 2 right now, but they're knocking on the door. Teams ranked number 1 and 2 advance directly to the semifinals. That's a big prize, Rona.
It certainly is. When you've had this long round robin that we talked about earlier, to save yourself that one game and get into the semi-final, it's a huge bonus. There's sometimes in a competition where teams say they like to be playing and keep that momentum going of winning, but after 12 round robin games, you're not needing that.
Yeah, I'd like an evening off. That would be good. Trying the corner freeze here. Look at how much this stone finishes. Wow. Directly in front of the Japanese rock. Nice shot there by Grendel.
And the ice has been great this week. You can come around the guards on both hands, completely bury.
Great look at the granite there. Head ice technician Jamie Barassa and his team has done an excellent job. We really do want to give our thanks to the ice technicians and the umpires and officials. They spend a lot of time at the arena through the event, making sure things are just so for the players. Trying an inside freeze. That's a beauty. Great shot. Let's look in at Korea and Scotland.
And a great draw round by Bruce Mowat to the button. But Korea have got the opportunity to tap back for a 2. Kim Suayuk just playing a back ring tap back.
What about a freeze?
They're on and off it. Just need to get it out into the 12 foot. A great shot. And a score of 2. They take the lead 2-1 over Scotland after 2 ends.
Yeah, that Korean team, they've seen snake bit this week. They've been competing really hard, but really not getting the win results that perhaps they've deserved. But they've been really competitive in so many close games.
They've had 4 extra ends and lost them all. You know, they're still looking for their first win, and as you say, they've had so many close games. Yeah. And that's all about experience, about how to close out games at this level as well for a new team.
Stacking up, corner freeze to corner freeze to corner freeze.
Yeah, really nice setup here.
Yeah, from both teams. Who's gonna blink first?
Well, Japan have got last stone back, so they want to get that front opened.
Angle's not great for them, though, in terms of the stones in the rings.
No.
Yasumasa Tanida awaiting instructions. They will clear the front. This Japanese team from Hokkaido, the northern island of Japan. Tanida clears.
Yeah, we've even seen teams at this stage play less weight there, clear the centre guard, but roll over and give yourself a corner. But that was just a clearing shot.
Yep, straight clear there. Daniel Neuner. Get a chance to reposition the stones in the rings as we have a look at Italy, Russia. Red stone in the rings belongs to the Italians.
Yep, and Sergei Klukov for Russia, looking for a nose hit.
Yellow stone on the back of the rings.
Is it 2? They're having a close look.
Yes, they are. We'll wait. They're going to measure it.
So we'll come
back to you and confirm that score for you after the measure. 1 at least for the Russians.
Another young team at this championship.
Lots of German stones in the front ring. Japan lying shot, but everything in front of it belongs to Germany. Hoping to get a little inside action. They don't get it, but they do at least stay on the rings. Japan lying first and fourth shot right now.
Yeah, roll over to the other side of center.
Okay.
Yep. Ankles are looking good for Germany.
Ryan Gerard, who really set it up in the last end with a great hit and roll.
Close.
Whoa. Nice. Back.
Close.
Back. Oh, that's heavy.
Spills, and it's going to spill across the top. Will it actually stay in the rings? No, it will not.
Okay.
It will spin out to the sideboard.
They said it was a bit heavier than they were expecting.
Some chance for the Japanese now to really kind of get out of trouble. They can nose the front stone, double them off, and maybe even save their shooter on the button, leave themselves lying two.
Nose だったら
Nose, that's a universal translation. Right on the front of the front stone. Straight back, pick the yellow one off, squirt it out to the right.
ブランクになってもいいんじゃない出しちゃって
トップでもいいよ。
いいと思う
もし行っちゃっても全部行く感じだ。
その方がいいわ
Big takeout weight by Shimizu.
Oh, going to clear nearly everything out the house.
Yep, didn't save his shooter, but threw it so hard that, in spite of the near jam, spilled everything. So that changes the complexion of the end. Now has the feel of a blank, potentially. Japan has the hammer here in three. Probably wouldn't mind blanking.
Gut gehalten, Daniel.
Super push. Good sleep, Daniel.
Video.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Well, here's the confirmation. It was 2 after all, after the measure. Russian now leading that one 2-1. Happy smiles for the Russian fellas.
20.
Mark Musketeers.
Looking for a nose hit.
Ganz weg, ganz weg. Okay.
Good opportunity for both teams to bank a little time clock because pretty straightforward shot selection here for both. Don't want to rush it though, just to save a few seconds.
No, we haven't seen time being an issue for any team really. It's just once. Three of us down 6 seconds.
That's right. That was in the nervous zone.
But still managed to draw the button and go to an extra end.
Oh, well, maybe just do that every game. Well, lost, so maybe you don't do that every game.
Yeah, but I think that's only one time clock we've seen quite close to 0.
Ryan Gerard holding the target for Massachusetts.
0!
Ja!
0!
Whoa! 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 Yeah!
The whistle, stop sweeping.
We're learning the code. This one, though, is going to spill out of the rings. That makes Matsumura's last shot elementary.
He's in the hack already.
And here it comes. Last stone of the third end. It will be blanked by Japan.
It's an interesting release how he reverse handles it
Yeah.
and holds it at the very end. And it's all wrist action.
Shimizu just keeping it clean as it comes down the ice. No score on the third end. Japan blanks. They'll keep last rock into the fourth after 3 ends of play. We are tied at 2.
ちょっとね、投げて。惜しかった。
Ist relativ konstant jetzt.
Pretty even picking so far. Lots of 2s on the scoreboard. Our feature game, Japan-Germany at the Pioneer Hi-Bred World Men's Curling Championship 2019.
4. Wird knapp.
Japan with the blank in the third,
down.
taking the hammer into the fourth.
Don't touch. Ganz knapp.
This one looks like it might slide into the rings. It'll be interesting to see if Japan throws up a corner guard or they decide to hit. It will be the hit. Surprised by that, Rona?
Yeah, this is the second time they've done this in this game. I think they feel that that could be a danger stone for them, so move it off the centre line, out to the wing, and then they'll put up a corner the next time.
Shinya Abe, 89% for the week. He's been so steady for this team. Nice shot.
Na, das ist gut. Ja. 20!
20? 20 oder?
Ich hab's nicht verstanden.
Marc, 20?
Was?
0, 20?
20!
20 it is. The numbers that they yell back and forth is the amount of weight that they want to throw for the shot. They're using an interval time. Dominic Grendel, 78% for the week.
Hard!
Gotta go.
Oh! Oh! Perfekt. Good.
Stone sitting just short of the rings. Got 4 games going on here at the NMAX Center tonight. Our feature game is Japan and Germany, but we're going to keep an eye on all the action for you. This is the part of the week, Ronan, where it really starts to get interesting as far as jockeying for position in the playoffs, and here are a couple of teams right in contention, Sweden and Switzerland. Look at that. What?
Yeah, great attempted double takeout by Nicholas Edin. Just punched the yellow off to the side, so line 3, potentially 4. Benoit Schwartz, it's his turn now.
Oh gosh.
He's made Nicholas Edin do it the last 2 ends. Now he has to draw the 1 foot.
Ok, à la place. Ok. Regardez bien. Ça va être proche. C'est bien. Place. Wow, ça n'a pas tourné du tout.
But it's a bit different when you're facing 4 counters.
C'est Val. Val devant.
Ligne, c'est pas mal. Juste vitesse, direct.
Il va falloir que ça curle, ça. Hein. Ouais.
Line's fine.
Bon, à la fin. Ouais.
Is it going to stop?
Has it curled enough?
Oh, man.
What a shot.
These guys can play.
Cool as you like. Wow, Switzerland now lead 2-1 after 3. Just scoring ones over there.
It's a draw the button contest over there on sheet B tonight. Wow.
Stealing all of Daniel's.
That's Skip's favourite shot. Draw the button. They usually like it to be open though.
Seems to be the Skip's only shot tonight. That's incredible. 3 consecutive ends, draw the lid. Yasumasa Tanida, 85% for the tournament. Gonna make a play on his front stone, and chance here Rona to either punch it straight back or maybe even split both red stones on the rings here.
Yeah, there's the way they're staggered there. Really nice shot.
Leaves themselves lying first and third shot. Good stone.
11.5.
Second.
I like to hit the shot, Gerard.
Yeah.
I
don't mind the double.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind the double. 20.
Okay.
Okay, going after the shooter.
Daniel Neuner, 72% for the tournament.
Lang. Oh, hat noch gar
10,
nichts.
20.
Waiting for this one to curl. Haven't laid a brush to it yet. Has he got contact? No.
Oh,
that's a clean
dear.
miss.
Well, catches his own at the back and Rote gets a wee roll behind, so they still do lie second shot.
Got a small consolation prize out of that one.
20. Länge war gut. Ein bisschen aufgemacht.
War 20.
Japan just need to be a bit careful here with the stone positioning behind. They're coming round the corner guard, but they don't want to leave a double off the red that's on the centre line.
So looking to get it kind of parallel, Rona, to the one on the top 4 foot. Duck it around that red stone, or yellow stone rather.
Round the yellow, yeah, and just level with the other red, really.
Tanida, given the job of the come around shot. Shimizu Nabe really working this one. Line's okay now, they're saying. Oh, good looking line. How's the weight?
They're really better taking it further back now, but that does leaves a thin double, but
yep, awkward-ish angles. Muscatuit saying, can we get all 3 of them? I doubt it, but probably get 2 stones in motion.
yeah, and that's where if that one just had been level, it was a better setup.
Corner guard so close to the rings, it was going to be difficult to keep it high and get cover.
Nur ein Viertel. Ein Viertel? Ein Drittel. Ein Drittel.
Okay, in my limited German, that means 1/4. Hit the top stone with 1/4 of it and spin it into the one on the wing.
Japan just leaving that double, you know, Germany could lie 2 after this shot. And how the end turns around just from 1 stone.
Gerard trying the inside double.
Go. Hard!
Needs to hit this one pretty thin. Might go across the top. Yes, it does. So great chance now for the Japanese.
Wow, now they can lie 3.
Yep, things swinging back and forth like a pendulum here.
Okay.
Great stone separation if the Japanese can just nose this one and stick it right there. Tetsuro Shimizu, 81% for the tournament. Nice shot from Shimizu. Japan does lie 3.
Great separation between them all as well.
Yep, a yawning gulf between the stones. Muskechuetts is lining up a long cross-house double, although I think he'd be pretty happy just to roll it in front of the Japanese stone. Gerard.
Big weight.
It's close. Just goes behind. Need a bit more contact on the front stone to make the double. So Japan will just keep the separation. You can see Matsumura's brush. That's where they'd like it to go. Live Italy and Russia. We see one Italian stone in the top of the 8-foot.
Yep, Italy line 1, so a draw here for Joe Retornaz for 2. They are 1 down.
Trying to do straight back after the Russians got 2 in the previous end.
Need to be fully in the 12-foot.
Ok, la linea non è un problema, ragazzi. Linea buona, ragazzi. Linea buona.
Sweepers seem quite happy.
Diamo appoggio. Diamo backing.
Perfectly played. So a 2 for Italy. They take the lead. 3-2 after 4.
Molto bene. Matsumura did a nice job drawing one out to the wing. So Japan again lies 3, well separated. No realistic double opportunity for Mark Muskechuetts. Would have to hit this one pretty thin to make the double to the stone in the back. I think he just wants to roll in front of the stone in the back. He'll take the double if he gets it, of course. Big weight.
Yep.
Just enough weight to clip it and move it out of the rings. Great shot.
Really nice shot.
Schön. So gerade.
So back to the first end where it was textbook score of 2. Just split the rings.
Yeah, see here on the replay, just clips it, but he had so much force that there was enough momentum to just push the Japanese stone out the side door. They liked it. They watched the replay. Said, I did that. Would you ever consider gambling in this situation, Rona? You've got one around the corner guard. Would you ever try to duck another one around there and go for 3?
Yeah, absolutely. The only problem is it is a yellow that Germany can raise straight back.
That's true.
But if you do leave it higher,
3/4
they
around,
might
biting
just
it.
catch one anyway.
Right. Safer play is to split the rings and just keep it straightforward. Make the Germans hit it and get your 2.
Yeah, Japan are it's peels at the moment, so if they can get a 2, they're still 2 up. We're happy with that at this stage. The last thing you'd want to do is come in, leave a double, and then you're forced to take your 1 or
walk away with nothing.
Yeah. And then you'd just be told you were greedy.
Yes. My risk versus reward calculation was a little off.
Yeah, play the simple 2.
Want to get this all the way back to the tee line. They've seen what Muskechuetts can do with the big takeout weight. They don't want to set up a double. That's a very nice stone. Pretty flat. Not too many human beings are going to be making that double, although I'm sure Kevin Cooley would have a look at it.
I'm happy.
Kevin is a human being.
I'm happy.
He could just throw a curling rock really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Germany had a look there to see whether they freeze that red that's behind the yellow and kill the end. That's a brave
I was
call.
going to say that would be a brave play, wouldn't it? They are going to hit this stone. And look to roll it across the rings and maybe hide a corner and leave it a little teaser for Matsumura.
Oder magst du lieber 0? Oder lieber 0? Come here,
Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah. Whoa.
So big weight again, trying to get the momentum across.
Well, bites a piece of the forefoot, but wide open for Yuta Matsumura.
Okay.
Has all the house to use, just needs to stick around, and Japan will be throwing yet another 2 on the board. Neuner having a chat. Get a look side on from Yuta Matsumura. His setup out of the hack, on its way. Control weight, wanting to save the shooter here. Not only a brush to this one yet. Now they're saying clean, so that's pretty close. No problem there for Matsumura, right on the nose, so it will be a pair for Japan. They jump back in front, capitalizing with the hammer here in the 4th end. After 4 complete, Japan 4, Germany 2. Shinya Abe, Japanese lead first stone of the 5th end. Japan with a nice deuce in the 4th.
Hands good. Hands good. Hands good. Yes.
We're live from the NMAX Center in Lethbridge, Alberta. Pioneer Hi-Bred World Men's Curling Championship. Pretty spring-like here in Lethbridge this week, Rona.
Yes, it's been lovely weather.
Locally enjoying getting outdoors and enjoying some sunshine. Coming into the rink tonight to enjoy the best curlers in the world of the male gender.
Guy. Yeah, don't want to touch it. Can't touch it. I think we're in.
So Germany deciding to put up the corner guard here, ignoring Japanese stone, but this looks as though it's going to slide in the rings.
Yes, it does. So plan meets reality, and the Germans will have to change their strategy as a result of that stone sliding in. Sliding along one with Shinya Abe.
Green. Yep. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Nice nose hit.
Sven lies too. So with that stone coming into the rings, Rona, the Germans immediately say, all right, throw that plan away. Think blank.
Yeah, it's fairly early in the end. I mean, they could even come around that red stone. It's high enough to use as a guard. Or they could still put up a corner.
Or making a play at the Japanese stones in the rings. Dominic Grendel kills 2. Nice shot.
Yeah, so probably at this stage now, Japan are happy to hit out the end. So Germany maybe just have to say, well, okay, go into the 6th then
See you
with
in
the
the
hammer.
6th. Few stones to go before we get there.
But that's where the stone positioning is so critical for the leads.
Absolutely
to set
right.
up the end the way the skips are wanting to play it.
Absolutely right. 6 feet heavy with a guard. The whole end plan goes right out the window. Nose hit. I suspect we'll see a few more of these over the next few shots. Good way for teams to bank time, that's for sure.
Hard, dummy. Hard. Whoa. Yep.
Yeah, to the side. Yep. That's good, Daniel.
Neuner makes the hit, rolls it away to the wing. That changes the shot up a little bit. Let's look in at Sweden and Switzerland. 2 red stones in the rings for the Swedes.
Yeah, there were 4 a minute ago. Benoit Schwartz tried a triple takeout, missed the back one by about a millimetre. So it leaves a free draw for Nicholas Edin for 3. Big jump in this game. We've only seen single scores. Needs to just be fully in.
Well, spending the whole game drawing the lid.
Yeah, makes it perfectly. So a big score of 3 for Nicholas Edin and the Swedish side. They now lead 4-2 after 4.
You never know.
Ja, nu spelar han här på liksom gå själv hit ner liksom. Förra tänkte han att...
Sweden only on 1 loss. Switzerland still undefeated.
I spoke to Nicholas last night after his game, and he was looking ahead. I was asking him about how things were looking through the middle part of the term. He says, we got a pretty tough run of games. We're going to get Scotland, and then we're going to get Switzerland. He knew that there were a range of tough games coming right at him, and lost that game to Scotland, and now in a tough against unbeaten Switzerland, but that 3 will certainly give them the edge in that game. Early on, though, 4th end.
Yeah. Green. Yes. Green.
Yep, if you're going to lose a big end, do it in the first half of the game.
Teams continuing to trade hits. Such quality in this field this year, Rona. Always quality in the field of the World Championship, but I feel particularly so this year. So many good teams.
There are, and you know, there's quite a few younger teams here this year. The year after the Olympics, teams change and the younger ones are coming through. But the younger ones are performing so well that there just is no easy game.
That's absolutely right. That stone near enough to the rings that Matsumura is a little uneasy of just leaving it there. Might be on, might not be on, but
if there's any doubt,
you don't want to take the chance, do you?
No.
They took the chance on the measure in the first end. That didn't work out, so lesson learned.
Green. 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 Yes. 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 Nice.
Noses it, sticks around, nice shot.
Blank, obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
After that corner guard coming into the rings, this has been a very back and forth, straight up and down end. Not much doing.
Yeah, just the sake of that corner guard sliding in the rings.
Sauber, sauber. Schön rein. Gut.
When you're the German skip, and you see the way this end is going, you know it's all going to come down to you blanking. Got to make a good shot on the last one. You have a long time to think about it.
I know. That's certainly the one you don't want to lose after you've played out this end.
Absolutely right.
Go. Go. That's it. That's it.
Samura gets the job done. Musket to it.
Yep. Yep. Go. Sauber. Go. Sauber. Nur sauber. Good. Good.
Stone magically appeared.
As if by magic. They were showing you the two different types of granite that were in it.
Ah, okay.
Giving you a close-up. The blue hone granite.
Green. Whoa. Whoa.
Matt Samura wants to stick around, makes Mark make a stone on his last one. This one's going to spill, though.
Oh, no, we're not going to see now.
Mark breathes a sigh of relief, said, okay, I don't have to make this peel after all. I'll just throw it through.
It's certainly been a very quick end.
Yes, it has. So Germany will blank. Grendel going to stay down at the home end as we hit the midpoint of the game. And they're just taking care of it.
All right.
Through the rings it goes. Blank end in the fifth. We reach the midpoint of our game. Germany will keep the hammer into the sixth, but Japan leads it at the break by a score of 4-2.
Yeah. Time to catch up.
First end, tons of stones in play. Japan drawing for what they think might be 3. Lying 1 for sure. Lying 2. But after a measure, it is revealed that yellow is in fact third shot, so it's only a pair for Japan. The second end after a terrific setup by Ryan Gerard with a great hit and roll. Mark Musketuitz has an open hit to score 2 and tie it up, and he makes it.
Die Cornerguard from Daniel doch was gebracht.
After the third end was blanked, in the fourth end, Japan again with the hammer. Open hit this time for Yuta Matsamura to give him a deuce. He makes it, and Japan leads it by a score of 4-2. Updating all the games for you in session 11. Italy leading Russia 3-2. Sweden leading Switzerland 4-2. as is Japan in our game, and Scotland leading Korea 3-2.
And that's the right call. Fourth end, opposite side. Yeah, go take your 2 points. Easy 2, right? So, the only thing I can think of is, well, we got the 2-point lead now. If by chance it gets tied up again, let's make sure, like, that the second end? No, sorry, the fourth end. They came in tight, kind of to the corner. It was your second shot. Go to the corner guard, right? Because
Ja, aber ihr seid viel zu ruhig. Da ist viel zu. Hey, schauen wir, dass wir jetzt fertig werden. Ihr müsst echt Gas geben. Da muss ein bisschen Action, muss ein bisschen hier lauter sein. Wir müssen 2, 3 Shots einfach mal passieren. Ja, vor allem, wir müssen ein bisschen lauter reden miteinander.
I agree.
Ja. Just wake up.
Sorry, ich hab's vergessen.
Volume abtunen. Ihr müsst lauter sein, ihr müsst im Grunde genommen viel dominanter sein.
Here are the stats at the midpoint of the game. Japan leading at 4-2 and with a big edge in shooting percentage. 90% as a team for Japan, 97% on their hits, but still a close contest. Japan just leading it by 2.
Thank you.
Ihr müsst ein bisschen mehr ausleiten, im Grunde genommen auch die Körperspannung aufhalten.
The German
Ein
huddle.
bisschen mehr Power rein, Körpersprache.
During the break, and Coach Andy Cap encouraging teams speak up a little bit more. He said, "You're a little quiet out there, guys.
Aber
Need to hear you."
positiv rausgehen. Ja?
Speak up and wake up.
Wake up. Well, it is getting later in the evening. It's been a long day, but yeah, get yourself going, guys.
But sometimes it just needs the coach to say that to you, to realise that you are flat and you need to.
It's like a gentle slap in the face, isn't it? Oh, okay. Right. All right, we're running the rocks up and down over the slightly repebbled area in the slide path.
Yeah, just at the fifth end break when they mop the ice, they will give round the hack a pebble, just because that's a slide path for everybody, so it can get quite flat. So they just give it a pebble to freshen it up. So they're just sweeping to make sure that the stone still runs the same.
Quite a lot of attention to detail.
It is.
So good teams have good habits.
Yes.
And it is that attention to detail that makes the difference for a team.
Well, this level, you need every edge you can get because everybody's good. In a 10-hand game, you'll throw 80 shots. And if you make the most out of 90+% of them, you're usually in pretty good shape.
Drei. Sicher 3. 4.
So looking for this corner guard.
Lehn ist gut. Wird knapp für 3, wird sehr knapp.
We're in.
Well, Rona, we have to get our little adhesive tape out again. Fifth end break. Ice sticks go up with the mop. What happens?
But surely, after so many games, that you do actually realise that, and
But you can never believe it.
you even forget. Your teammates might say, "Remember, it's the sixth end."
Might be a little quicker. Shinya Abe.
And the sweepers can take it really far on this ice. Use your sweepers. So we're back to the same situation we were at the last end. But this time, Germany decide to put up the corner.
This will be interesting. 6th then, so the Germans looking to press a little bit harder to score. Dominic Grandel, 64% for the game. Those corner guards coming into the rings probably affecting his shooting percentage this evening.
Those are kind of elementary mistakes that Leeds at this level can't get away with very often.
Better job here with the corner guard by Dominic.
And it's still very long, so even if you do get round that, there is a chance your opposition are still going to be able to come around and tap you back. For guards to be useful, we really need them on the Pioneer logos.
Hard on the logos. And here's a man that's having a nice game tonight. Yasumasa Tanita, 98%.
Yeah, not doing much wrong at all. So just looking for a close guard here. Again, they don't want to leave it in a place that Germany could benefit.
This one is going to creep into the rings. Well, is that triple takeout territory? Slam it, pinball it. Nope, just going to move them around.
Just hit knock.
Germany getting more aggressive here. So
they are, even coming off the top one and roll behind the corner.
So it looks like the Germans have received the wake-up call from Coach Cap. He's saying, all right, I think we need to get going. We're really going to press. Daniel Neuner.
Letting it good. Back line. Back line.
Back line.
Oh. Back line. Oh. Hack.
Gotta be careful. He doesn't just graze the top stone and spill.
Yep.
He's got down weight. He should be fine.
Yep.
Rolls it towards the corner guard.
Yeah, wanted to get that roll. That was the key.
Let's look in live at Sweden and Switzerland, Rona.
Yep, and Sweden line 1, just to the right-hand side of the 4-foot. So Benoit Schwartz has to draw the 4-foot. Doesn't need to be the button, just the 4-foot this time. 4-1, so it's a great force by Sweden here. It's looking high of line, it's got a lot of curling to do. Is it going to stop?
Uh-oh, indeed. After drilling the button all night, is it going to hang on?
Oh, maybe just. One yellow.
That's using the whole 4-foot.
Certainly is. So Sweden lead that one 4-3 after 5. You would think that you would see both these teams feature at the latter end of the week.
Hard to see the wheels falling off completely for either of those teams. They're playing really well. This one, no, is just going to squeeze by the front stone and it's going to slide through the rings. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Good news for the Germans, even though they're looking at 4, at least they've got last rock. An embarrassment of riches here for the Japanese. Where do you put it?
Oh, Japan are looking at taking the corner, then they looked at the guard. I think the corner's not really posing them a threat right now.
I agree. Go for the
It
throw.
is so long. Yeah, you're 2 up.
It's kind of a 2-for-1 here. You guard it up, you keep the steal alive, but you absolutely are playing force as well. Rip the corner, they make a crazy triple, and who knows what happens. Tetsuro Shimizu, 83% tonight.
結構近いかな。さっきの感じだったら結構滑るんだよ。
ラインは悪くないな。
安くいいんだけど。
悪くないウェイトは。ラインはもうちょい待ちたい、もうちょい待ちたい、もうちょい待ちたい。いい感じ。ラインはいい感じだよ。ウェイトがありそうに見えるよ。あるよ。クリーン。イエス。ウェイトだけ。シップ。 Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, so they're guarding the shot. The shot could still be lifted if Germany took a double off that middle red.
But he does guard a piece of both stones, really,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
Yeah.
Pretty good stone there from Shimizu. And
But even if they lifted the double, the shooter would likely to roll, so they would still have that guard. So Germany know that that centre guard now is a problem for them.
absolutely.
They're 2 down. They don't want to go further down. They need to score, even if it's just their 1.
Ryan Gerard settles in. 73% tonight, and he's been throwing a lot of these stones tonight.
Yep.
Big weight takeouts.
Whoa. Yep. Yep.
Trying to get some action on the stones in the rings. Well, he does. 3 of them
Great
go.
shot.
Call him Mr. Damage Limitation tonight.
Beautiful. Well, facing 5 opposition counters. Or 4 and then the guard. It was
Yeah, that's pretty good. Triple takeout.
pretty good. Raised triple.
Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Japan still lying 2, so the force very much on for the Japanese.
And the one that's left is in the 4-foot.
Indeed.
So it's a good one to be guarding now.
Absolutely. Shimizu, similar shot to his first. Sweeper's working this one, though, with a bit more purpose. They want to keep it moving. They got to get it across that center line to protect the shooter.
Yes, 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 yes.
Nice.
Nice shot.
Good guard by Shimizu.
Nur T-Line. Okay. Lang bin und rein. Schief. Yep.
Yes, T-line, boys. Line back 4.
Schieb lieber wenig Eis, dass wir in den Wischern was machen können.
Okay.
Perfectly guarded. Hard to throw a guard better than that. It's hard to do on this ice. Ryan Gerard. No choice but to follow it down.
Oh, weit. 7, 8.
Woven,
Es geht weiter.
woven,
7.
woven.
Nein, 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 keine Linie. 8. Nein. Hier 9. Nein.
Let's have a live look at Korea, Scotland. Yellow stones in the rings belonging to the Scots. Looks like they're lying 3, Ronan.
Scotland lying 3. Kim Soo-hauk trying to come off the right hand. Yellow. It's at the edge of the 4-foot. He's trying to.
Yes!
This is over curling.
Uh-oh.
He wanted to come off the inside of that one. Oh dear. Hits and rolls. Score of 2 for Scotland. That's a big steal. So Scotland now lead 5-2 after 5.
Saw an interesting situation in the previous end of this game where the officials were called on to do a measure to determine who scored, and they measured it 4 or 5 different times. Inconclusive, so they called it a tie. That was a blank end for the Scots. Well, or for the Koreans rather. No score, and then big steal there, giving Scotland a 5-2 lead. Gerard's draw freeze went to the back ring, but it did hang around for second shot. Japan now with a good chance to protect their shooter. Can you stack another guard in this situation, Rona, or do you play down to the one in the back, or what's your call here?
Yeah, you're 2 up. You don't have last stone. You could either bring another one right round, but you don't want to leave the double now that Germany's got second shot.
Exactly, I'm with you. I mean, if you come in, I think you go around and
you either freeze
neutralize the
dead
stone
on
in the
top.
back. Or, yeah, if you can get to the nose of your shot rock, fantastic. That's a fantastic shot.
But even if you leave it short, what are they going to do?
Yeah, they'd almost have to double clear the front.
And they're running a red in, they're not running a yellow in. Yeah, it can freeze the back one as well, but it's then giving Germany an easier shot to play. If you put it out front, it's a harder shot for them to get in.
For me, the thinking about coming to the back stone, Germany can get to the shot rock with either the intern or the outturn, so if you outturn's harder for sure, because you've got those guards on the right-hand side of our picture to deal with. But if they're going to draw to it, if you guard, he's just going to come around the other side anyways. Well, If you go to the back, then you're taking 3 out of play for sure.
But Japan are in a really good position right now.
Well, they are. It's almost like you don't want to disturb them. That's what I'm thinking. If you throw up a guard, or if you come into the rings, then you maybe set up a double takeout. Right now, Germany's got nothing.
No, I think if you put up the guard and Germany clear it, then you come in and freeze the back one with your next stone.
Yeah, I'm with you. So if you're going to throw a guard, throw it long.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're going to have to clear. Because that one's right on top of the button.
Well, we'll see what they've decided.
You know, it is so tempting to come right in and freeze on top, but the last thing you want to do is sit out and leave a double.
Absolutely.
And they don't need to be greedy at this stage, Japan. They're 2 up.
Yeah, no, they're in a great spot. Don't want to disturb the shot rock at all. Natsumura, what's it going to be? 92% for the game for Yuta tonight.
Going for the guard.
Does look like the guard.
I like this call.
Yay! Coach Howie. Guarding the guard, nice shot.
So the way it's played now, that's maybe a bit higher than I would have
Okay, so
played.
the coach doesn't give it a perfect grade, but pretty good.
So you see, Germany's now looking at this shot on the wing to raise in. That is not easy.
Angle run, that's basically a 4 out of 10 type of shot.
Whereas if you'd come in frozen the back one, you're leaving that shot right in there for Germany.
Yep.
And do you know what? If Germany make this, he deserves it.
Yeah. You have to leave your opponent something. It's hard to guard everything.
Yeah, so leave them the hard shot. You play the easier one.
Bisschen mehr als halb treffen.
This looks a little like the shot that the Huysmans of Netherlands made earlier in the week to beat Scotland. Sorry, Rona. But it was the similar type of an angle run. Mark Muscatuitz.
Uptick. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Daniel, hard.
Waiting for it to curl. Is it going to curl enough? That's a beauty. Gonna jam it on the back though.
That's good, Mookie.
Got it off the button, so.
Yeah, a good shot to get it off the button. It was very hard to stuff it right on the forefoot and sit there.
Half a centimeter.
A little unlucky to lose his stone at the back as well.
Ein bisschen voller, oder?
That reduces the pressure on the Japanese a bit.
I like that weight. I like that weight for that shot.
Nice shot.
Yeah, the young player is not frightened.
I'll throw it.
Go for these shots.
Absolutely.
So Japan now, they've got the chance to hit and roll in behind cover.
Natsumura.
Yep. Yep.
Tanita jumping it immediately.
Yep.
Oh, this one's moving. It's tight. Can they hold the line? It's going to roll past the center stones, but it will stay in the ring. So Japan's going to get their force. Hiding just a corner behind the long center guard, so it's not an automatic here for Mark.
A chance to come down and just a controlled weight and hit this on the nose.
Just a hair narrow for Yuta on that last one.
Yeah, sweepers held it well.
Yeah, you could see Yasumasa. He knew out of hand. He just jumped it as soon as Yuta let it go, and it's a good thing he did.
Bisschen mehr. Mehr. Ja.
Makeable shot here for Mark Muscatuitz, but by no means automatic. A couple of guards to navigate, and then he's got to curl and stick around. Good force for Team Japan. Can they steal? The whistle says no.
Close. Yep.
He's played a nice weight.
Yes, he has. Good looking stone.
To keep the shooter hanging about. Very well played.
Yep.
Two great shots from Mark there.
Yes, he did. Saving the end for the Germans when they were looking like they were in a bit of trouble, but it's only a single point after 6 complete. It is Japan 4 and Germany 3.
Schade mit dem.
Super, hast du es gut im Rennen gehalten mit ihm.
Schade ist.
Ein Tick voller, gell?
Ja.
Das ist super gewesen.
Gut.
Gut.
Gut, Doppelte jetzt, oder? Nochmal.
Ja.
Ja. Try it. ブランクだね。
そうだね。
無理しなくていい。
前置いて付き合ってくるだろうから2つ置くかなもう。
あれ決められたらね、結局フリーズしに行かなきゃいけない。
あれをさ警戒してさ。
警戒するかどうかなんだよね。
じゃない。
はい。
Looking overhead at Sheet C, our feature sheet tonight. We are live from the NMAX Center, Lethbridge, Alberta, at the Pioneer Hi-Bred World Men's Curling Championship 2019. Our feature game, it's a close one. Japan versus Germany. Japan leading this one 4-3, and they've got the hammer here in 7. Hans Frauenlob here with Olympic champion Rona Howie. It was a pretty happy camper, I have to say. Here on a Tuesday night in Lethbridge, we've had a delivery up here into the broadcast area, and your favorite North American treat has magically arrived, Rona.
I know, we're getting spoiled tonight.
Yes, we are.
A wee tub of popcorn.
Happy days. Shinya Abe. This stone coming into the ring, so Japan's pretty happy about this. We'd love to blank the 7th then, say Japan.
Yes, yes.
Yep, Dominic Grendel just struggling with these guards tonight, making life easier for Japan.
Absolutely, they are. Heading to that part of the game where we say that control of the even ends becomes really important.
Ryan. Zwei. Bisschen mehr Formstein.
Jetzt halt.
Yep.
So weiter geht's, so weiter geht's.
Formstein.
Fest, Jungs!
Makes the guard this time.
Gut. Hey.
Just touching the center line.
Gut, okay.
Shinya Abe.
Line's good.
I don't know if Team Japan likes popcorn. Who doesn't like popcorn?
Line's good.
But when you're in a big arena like this and the smell of it is there all day long, it's very tempting.
You have shared with me that in your competitive days that could be a bit of a distraction even sometimes during a curling game.
95.
2 in the rings.
Yeah, Japan in a good position here. Controlling the top of that forefoot again.
Yep. Yep. Länge ist gut. 4.
They like the line. Pretty important for the Germans to get this stone into a good place. They don't want to drop a 3 or something like that here to Japan. Is it going to get by that center? No, just going to rub it. Well, game on there. So now Japan's going to stop thinking about the blank, and now they're going to think about going for the throat, I think.
Just a bit light.
Center guards up. Japan with the stones in pretty good spots. It's almost a bit too early in the end for Japan, really. If they had this situation after third stone, you'd be saying, all right, just lock it up.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, oh, well, keep playing the percentages.
And in a way, at this stage, you're playing the scoreboard. You know, it's the second half of the game. You want to control it. You are one up with the hammer. So you don't want junk out front that the opposition can use.
I get that, but boy, oh boy, in this situation.
I know, it's so tempting.
Yeah, it's to me. Well, and I guess my rationale in that is you gamble a little bit. Even if Germany turns it around and steals a single, tied up, you still got last rock and even ends. For me, it's worth the gamble to try and grab a 3 to put the game away almost. But Japan playing the percentages, opening up the center, keeping the blank alive. Daniel Neuner.
Yep. Yep. Whoa.
Beaks it. Looking for a little roll away from the center line. Get a bit of separation going here. Yasumasa Tanida. Has to be a bit careful here. Float it a little bit and you clip your own stone going by.
Ideally, I would like to get a wee roll inside and get some separation. Yeah,
He's
great
having
shot.
a nice game, Tanida. That was not easy.
Just when you play that down controlled weight, you can do more with it. There's more control of what you do with your shooter.
I like the camera on.
I like the camera on.
Can we get by?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll try to stick one in there then. Okay.
Front end players saying they like to come around. I think Mark wanted to play a run back on the Yellowstone. Ryan Gerard gets the job of throwing it. This one needs to get into a pretty good place. Remember, Japan's got the hammer here.
Sieben, acht.
Oh, then.
Yep.
8, 9.
Nur Linie, nur Linie. Oh, nur Länge.
Mine's good.
Wie lang?
7.
Yep.
Our line.
7.
Schneller, Mark. Schneller.
This one is going to clip the Japanese stone, or is it? No, he just sneaks by it.
Oh, wow.
Great shot. Just slide back into second shot position.
Look at the curl there after it passed the top one.
Such big finish. Went through that port and look where it ended up.
前取るのは？前取るのは？こっち？これ間抜く感じ？こっち。微妙？結構こっちは切れない。これ取るんだったらこの間抜く感じかな。
Really conservative calls here by the Japanese. I'm quite surprised.
You heard Bob Usher saying to them at the fifth end break, you know, keep it simple, get a simple 2.
And there's Bob Ursel. Let's keep it real simple.
これ取れるんだったら一番いいけど。
Holding his breath. Saying, yeah, run the guard, run the guard.
こっち側？ここは？
I'm just wondering if the Japanese wouldn't make a play on their own stone in the front 12. Play a little split. Nope, they're going to run the yellow one. Don't like this call personally, Rona, but...
No, as we said earlier, you know, you play the easier shots, leave the harder shots for your opposition, and they're putting themselves under a bit more pressure here when the end's actually looking quite good for Japan right now.
Exactly. We're just about to eliminate the protection of your shot rock. Willingly.
So in a way, that's opened it up for Germany now.
That's what I mean. Just make their shot easier.
Nice. Nice save.
Speaking of interesting calls, as Yuta Matsumura has a look.
That's not so bad, is it?
I like that. I like that one.
I like that. Kills a red and gives us something to work with here.
Yep.
Do you like that, Mookie? Okay.
20.
Okay.
Leave shot rock alone for now and remove the stone at the top ring. Remember 4 shots ago, Japan was too guarded.
It depends what Japan want out of this end. Do they want to blank it? Well, fine, keep it clear, but
3 would be good.
yeah, or a 2. You know, to go 3 up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now Japan's in some trouble. Germany rolls right over in front of the Japanese shot.
Sorry, I just thought I sent it out a bit, so I didn't want to jump it.
Yeah, just, I think, poor tactics. This is a situation entirely of their own making. They're still shot rock, but that's the shortest run back imaginable now for Germany. Not even angled to jam very well on the back anymore.
No. The angles definitely favour Germany.
So now it's the situation where if you've done this with the intention of blanking, that you hammer the yellow one, drive your red, maybe pick off the back one and try to clear the whole house. At this point, if you're starting to play for a 2, I think it's nuts.
Yeah, well, you cleared all the guards to
Exactly.
open it up. So
if you wanted to, you kind of had it 4 shots ago.
We draw one in, freeze to our back yellow.
Ja, wo der dann fertig natürlich ist.
Yeah, true.
But to be fair, the 2s that Japan have got in this game have been your very textbook open 2s.
Nothing wrong with a safe deuce.
So they've got to hope if Germany make the run back that they leave a double. Oh, they're going to go for the hit and roll just now.
Want to overroll it?
Ja.
To prevent that.
Dass hier keine Linie ist.
Ja.
Wenn wir hier liegen will,
So you get that stone half in the 4, half of the 8, which would be a very precise roll, but the front stones would be overlapped and Japan would be kind of ooped.
もうさ、あそこにしか近くない。俺はこっち側行けばとりあえず大丈夫じゃない。うまいこと入れられたからね、セカンドだけど。
Let's have a look here at Sweden, Switzerland. This is the second last rock of the end.
Sweden got several in the 4-foot there. There's 2 behind that yellow. Benoit Schwartz with his first tried a very thin double and flashing past it.
Really hard! Really hard!
Switzerland don't have last stone here. Trying to tap their own yellow.
Has he got enough weight, though?
I don't know if he does. Are they even second shot?
Yeah, but it's perfect.
Well, Peter de Cruz likes it. He thinks their second shot.
But because it tapped at an angle, the yellow might be able to be hit now.
Nicholas Sedin eyeing it up. Look at all the red stones in the ring. Can he ever hit it thin, go across the top, and maybe get 3 or 4?
Because there's 2 guards out front.
Clip the top yellow thin, drive it across the stone that we just got promoted. You might get 5.
Yeah, that's so tempting for Nicholas Sedin, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, they're 1 up just now. If they got a big end, virtually seal the game for them.
Well, in this situation, you've got to try it, don't you? Talk about risk-reward. Yuta Matsumura, well, Nicholas Sedin is looking this one up, trying to get another one in there to lie two. Doesn't want to line up a double though. They want to drag this stone into the top forefoot if they can. No, they get a piece of the forefoot, but still a final chance here for Mark Muskatewicz to hit and roll himself out of trouble. Nicholas Edin still eyeing it up. We're going to stay with this game, Sweden-Switzerland, until we see what happens here. Now he's looking at playing the in-off off the outside stone runner.
And this is Nicholas Edin's favorite shot.
That would push the yellow stone out the side door, and he would still get 5, and he might get 6.
Wow, this is when, if you're Switzerland, you hold your breath.
Absolutely.
Benoit Schwartz was really unlucky that it just over-curled and tapped at an angle and didn't go straight back.
Well, not a shot for 6, but definitely a shot for 5.
This will not be shy of weight.
Whoa. Whoa. Tommy, run. Whoa. Close.
Oh, it must be close.
Back.
Oh, no.
It looks like 3. 2 for sure.
2, and then they'll have a look. 3. Oh, Oscar's saying we're having 3.
Nice.
Yep. But
They
Peter
do
de
agree.
Cruz said no, we'll have a measure.
Or are they going to measure it?
Yep.
So 2,
for sure.
potentially 3.
Wow.
Je trouve ça assez serré.
Nicholas Edin made the in-off, just didn't get enough propulsion to pop that stone out.
That's a big word at this time of night.
Well, big occasions call for big words, and here's a big occasion for Yuta Matsumura after a pretty unorthodox end. I think he's going to need a little bit of an inside roll to count 2. There's a stone in the back 8 foot.
On and off it. Must be close.
Tanita now sweeping for curl. They do need an inside roll, and there it is. Terrific shot by Yuta Matsumura for the deuce. So after walking the high wire through the whole end, Team Japan gets away with it. Yuta Matsumura with a nice inside hit and roll for a pair. That puts Japan on top 6-3 after 7.
Okay. Also auch beim Wischen, die ersten 2 Meter, ne, die halbe Bahn, gleich voll nehmen.
Nur sauber gemacht. Also
Du bist gleich drauf. Ja, aber das hält ihn gleich gerade.
That's partially my fault too. I could have on your first. I could have come off and tried to make it.
If we sweep the first all over. But no trip. I know how hard it is.
I think there's no reason we can't get to it. It's enough. I think we're getting the weights. So deep, I went 5 seconds. Just take a little weight off it.
Das machen wir wieder nach links rüber, oder?
8エンド目だからさ、2個置いて簡単にクリーンされて2点に抑えるみたいなのしてやるでしょ。
Dann aber nur 3, nicht 2. Aber nicht ins Haus. Nicht angreifen. Sonst geht nichts voran. Der eine von mir, der Draw, wenn der Angang ist, war
ein Tick kurz.
Länge war von der Grundspeed vielleicht ein Ticken kurz, deswegen hat er so gestochen. Ja. Weil das Eis war, glaube ich, okay. Knapp bemessen. Muss man ein bisschen weniger geben als sonst. Knapp bemessen. Ich hab's schon gemerkt. Ne? War halbe Inch.
ちょっとしっかりめには投げる。思ったよりは伸びてないと思う。
もうスイープではあんまいけなさそうだね。いってないんだよね。今の特にサイドに行ってるやつはすごい重たい。最初とりあえずハイとかなきゃ届かない。
あとなんかこれもなんかね、ちょっと
まあそうだね。
しっかりめに。
Shinya Abe gets it underway in the 8th end. Japan with a nice deuce in the 7th, giving them a 3-point lead. Japan coming into this game at 5-1. Victory tonight would push them up to 6. That wouldn't clinch a playoff spot, but it would put them right on the edge of it. Pretty unorthodox 7th end, Rona Howie, but Japan came away with the deuce, so full credit.
Yeah, Germany had a couple of chances to get the hit and roll, but just didn't capitalize.
Dominic Grindel struggled a little bit with his guard weight, so it's important that he sets a good corner here to get something going for the Germans. An important end for them now. 8th end, even end. They're looking for a deuce.
Yeah, he has to put up a guard at this end.
There's a good look at the scoreboard in the background, as well as the coach's bench. Germany scores 2 here. They close it up to 6-5. Force your opponent to take 1. 7-5. Get your deuce in the 10th. Go to an extra end. Grandel being soundly out-curled by Shinya Abe. 88% for Shinya tonight. And that's been right around where he's been all week. Steady as she goes.
And that's the difference, I would say, in the game, the setup of the ends. Germany's been chasing so many of the ends just because of the stone positioning at the beginning.
Another nice guard stone there from Shinya Abe. Protecting the shot in the forefoot. So Mark Muskatowicz, how big do you go? You got 2 guards up now. Throw another one.
Oh, 8, 9, 7, 8. Keine Linie, 8.
We'll take a live look at Italy and Russia, and another pile of stones in the forefoot. Italy leading this one 3-2.
Huge pile in the forefoot. It looking like Russia lying 1. This could be a draw for 2. But I think the draw for 2 has to virtually come around those stones and bite the button. So a very, very difficult shot here. Sergei Glukov.
This has the tiniest piece of the button to draw to if this is indeed the play.
This is going to have to curl. Here it comes. Oh, is it enough?
Boy, oh boy. We'll wait for the confirmation of the score, but he couldn't have done much better than that.
There's so many stones, they can't see around them all. Having to kick them away.
It'll take all night to figure this out. They're calling for a measure.
Yeah, so... Wow. Really good effort there from Sergei.
It sure was. So Japan calling Germany's bluff. Germany threw a come-around stone rather than the guard, and Japan saying, fine, we'll give you 1. We'll guard up the center. Try and get your 2.
I guess it's okay. It's still early. Okay.
Okay, speaking of measures, Sweden now leading this one 7-3. So it was in fact a 3 for the Swedes. Nicholas Edin rebounding from that loss. Looking to deal Switzerland their first loss.
So Germany trying to come right around here. Just catches that top guard.
Yep. Feathers sits in the 12 foot.
We get spots to roll too.
So a chance now for Japan to hit and roll in.
And if they're feeling a bit frisky, they could even think about popping it sideways, making the double take-up. But I think Japan pretty happy just to control the front of the forefoot and roll behind cover, Rona.
Yeah, definitely.
Yasumasa Tanida. He's had a fine game. Let's see if he's got another one up his sleeve. Gets a little inside roll, gets a piece of cover. That's a pretty good shot. Not completely covered the way they want, but difficult for the Germans to get inside that one. Now they're thinking about promotion.
Opens up that path and could work out nicely.
Yeah, it wasn't as good a roll as they had hoped for.
Yeah, that rolls another 2 rocks width. The yellow promotion shot isn't there. As we're looking on Team Russia. And there's the result of the measure, and that one is now all tied up. Just a single point for the Russians. It was a single point. Big shot here for Daniel Neuner.
20!
A 6-foot angle tap, needs to hit this about, just about half. Waiting for it.
Close. It's close.
Close. Nice shot.
Nice shot.
Really nice shot.
Shot.
Sehr schön indeed, Daniel Neuner. 64%.
Yeah, I had 60.
Being really out curled tonight by Yasimasa Tanita, but that one shot, is that going to be the spark that lights it for Germany?
The run back's fairly close for Japan, but the 2 yellows, there's not a lot of gap between them.
But here's a guy you like throwing a big weight run back.
I think he's played this one out a wee bit. Yep, just removes the 1.
Does open up the center, however. The deuce is on as Shimizu could have done better. Just a hair full, looking to get to nose, goes across the top of the top stone instead of driving it straight back. So Germans now with a good chance to set up a deuce.
Just nose, boys.
Shimizu at 88%, Gerard at 75%, but Ryan's made a couple of key setup shots earlier in the game for the Germans, and they were looking for one right here.
20.
Nicht so schnell.
Hard.
Komm fest an jetzt.
Hard.
Neuner trying to hold this.
Hau rein.
Weights down a little bit.
Oh, jam it, jam it.
It is going to roll to the inside, and it's going to spill past the German stone. Will it stay in the rings? This is big for the Germans. Gerard looking overhead. He's not sure.
Oh, no.
Matsumura looks like he got it off the ring, so that's a big relief for the Japanese.
Yeah, they need to watch, though. They've indicated the roll in here. They can't afford to jam that. Now he's saying we'll go the other way.
Play it safe.
No, go back
play
that
it
way.
not safe. Sigh of relief, inward breath. Sigh of relief, inward breath. Shimizu only has to roll at about a rock width. But there is a risk of a jam in the back. Not laying a brush to this, so. Get the inside roll? Nope, just to the nose. Let's look live now at Sweden, Switzerland.
And Sweden line 2. The troubles continue for the Swiss side tonight.
Yeah.
Benoit Schwartz is a nose hit, just for 1. Yeah, makes that no problem. So they do close the gap slightly, 7-4 now after 7. But Sweden still controlling that game.
Absolutely. 3 up with the hammer with 3 to play for the 3-time world champions from Sweden.
Close!
No.
Yes!
Yep.
Hard!
Set.
Okay.
Pretty good inside roll for Gerard. Just going to pop out the outside, so I would say half a rock available to Yuta Matsumura. Ryan Gerard makes his way down. Abe and Matsumura eyeing this one up. We'll have a look at the replay here, and we'll just see where the roll actually got to. And see how close he came to the jam at the back. Well, he actually did get contact, so we can get a good look there. About a quarter of it available, I think, for Yuta. So that's not exactly a pile of granite to throw at. Left-hander here is actually going to play a run back by the looks of it, Rona.
Yeah, it's not a huge distance between the guard and the one in the house. So, again, play the scoreboard, you're 3 up.
Yes!
It's not a disaster for Japan if you lose a 2 here.
Trying to hold this one. Oh, nice sweep by Tanita to hold it.
なんか遅くない今の。
Removes the German stone, rolls out of the rings himself. So Germany still with a chance for a deuce. There's a guard up. There's a smile from Yuta. Thanks, Yasunasa.
I was about to say, Matsumura, you never can tell how he's feeling or what he's thinking because he doesn't show much emotion.
That's true. He stays on a pretty even keel. Does Yuta?
But Germany now have that opportunity to come around the guard.
And there is Yuta Matsumura having a super game tonight, 94%. Mark Muskatuitz at 83. But a great chance here for the German skip to set up a deuce if he can sink one around the corner guard. Good steady slide there from Mark.
Bit heavy. Oh, okay, line's good. Line's good.
7-8.
Line's good.
7-8.
Oh, then room.
Sweeper say it's got lots of weight. Getting better now. Sweeping for curl now, trying to get as much cover as they can. Gets it to T-line and probably half buried. Matsumura just asking his teammate Tanita, how much can I see? The knife in the brush as we come down to the delivery end. You see the hacks, the starting blocks for the players.
Yeah, he's coming out the left-hand side.
The left-hand hack. Left-hander's hack, right-hand hack. And you see the overhead screens. Gives us an idea of what he's throwing at.
The big jumbotron that a lot of the players look at to see the angles on the line.
Working this one hard. They got to get by that corner guard. It's going to be close. Oh, they're just by. Terrific sweep by Team Japan. That might be a game saver.
Wow, really well swept. That was tight the whole way.
Had it all the way, Yuta says. Thanks, guys, he says under his breath. Tanita's going back for some oxygen, I think. No, just a refreshing drink. Terrific sweep. Watch how close this comes to the corner guard. Millimeters from disaster for Japan, and whoa!
Oh, the sweeper even jumped. He thought it had caught.
He was ready to get out of the way. Woo, that was close. So, does Germany take the point, or do they blank?
Yep. Clean.
8th end, remember.
You're good. Go.
Yep,
They blank.
to blank.
So Germany will keep last rock into the 9th. Japan continues to lead this one. We're heading for the finish line. After 8 ends of play, it's Japan 6 and Germany 3. Great look from overhead here at the NMAX Center in Lethbridge, Alberta, at the Pioneer Hi-Bred World Men's Curling Championship. 4 games going tonight on a Tuesday night in Lethbridge. Our feature game is Japan versus Germany. Hans Fraum, I'm here with Rona Howie. Rona, Japan in the driver's seat here. Germany with the hammer in the 9th.
Yeah, Japan have got that 3-up advantage. But Germany have that all-important last stone.
In this situation for the Germans, Rona, are you thinking blank 3 or are you thinking 2 steal?
Either or. Depends how they've been playing this week. What's worked for them? Do they feel, are they confident with last stone they can score 3? But even if they score a 3, it's still an extra required. So, you know, take a 2 here, steal it 10, you need to steal it extra. So, yeah, they really need to go for it here, Germany.
All right, well, it all starts here with the lead rock.
They need to get these guards up.
Dominic Grendel is being asked to throw the corner guard.
Easy.
You just feel that Germany need to put that bit of pressure onto Japan. Try and force errors.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need some mistakes if they're going to win this game. There's a nice corner guard by Dominic.
Yeah, really nice place.
Shinya Abe. Andy Cap in the background looking on. German coach.
Yes. Okay.
Another nice stone from Abe. He's had a really nice game tonight, Rona.
He really has.
We'll
Very
update
steady.
all of the games for you, sorry to interrupt. We're tied up on sheet A, Italy-Russia, tied at 3. Sweden 7-4 over the Swiss. Our game, Japan 6-3 over Germany, and Scotland leading Korea by a 5-3 score over on sheet B.
I think it's okay.
Shinya seems like he's been getting every end set up for the Japanese, especially when they don't have last rock.
And, you know, it's his first appearance at a World Men's Championship, and he really just looks so comfortable out there.
Fairly at home, doesn't he?
You know, he's taking the head, he's just really quite comfortable.
So Germany does get the 2 corner guards up, and now we see the impact of the 5-rock free guard zone.
Yeah, and it will be interesting how Japan play this. Will they put up the long centre guard now and keep going with that, or will they start peeling corners?
Situation where if you're Japan, I suspect obviously you're trying to force Germany to 1. But
yeah, they would love to force 1.
Yeah, but you'd be pretty okay with Germany even scoring 2 here. You just don't want to give them 3.
Yes. Yes.
Try and take it past their own stone in behind. Wow, that's pretty good. Into the back of the 4-foot, fully buried. Wow.
They don't really want stones back tee though, because that only helps Germany.
but watch how much this rock curls. It just gets by the corner guard, and now watch this. I mean, this stone's at the front, you know, biting the front button. Goes around it. Still fully in the 4-foot, and it's almost fully buried. That's incredible.
Like the tap. Up in here. Yeah.
So even if Germany wants to follow it down and sit on top of it, it's going to be hard to get there.
Okay.
Musketeers recognizes that. Said, oh boy, can't let the Japanese steal this end, otherwise it's lights out.
Okay.
Holding the brush for Daniel Neuner.
Mark base handle.
Daniel just making sure. You want an intern? Okay.
Yep. Hard. Oh. Yep. Oh.
Go.
Gets 2 moving. Nice shot.
Good. Good. Okay.
So, if you're Japan, do you duck another one in now, or do you start ripping guards? And here's a clue. There's a scoreboard behind you.
bring it in, top 4, control that scoring zone. Or peel the corners.
Yeah. Either choice is good. But as many a curling coach has said over the years, Rona, guards will kill you eventually. When you're defending a lead.
Yeah, I mean, Japan, they can afford to lose a 2 here.
Exactly.
So they don't need to be getting in guddles behind centre guards. But if they want to really force Germany to a 1, well, yes, you would.
Exactly right.
Wow,
Yasumasa
look at those numbers.
That is a pretty good night at the office for Yasumasa. Trying to hit this thin, get a little bit of action. Wants to get rid of at least 1. There's 1. There's 2. It's been that kind of night for Yasumasa. Opens it up. Rolls it away to the wing. Terrific shot.
Yeah,
absolutely terrific shot.
So that 1 yellow corner guard.
It's really all the Germans have got for protection right now.
Yep. Come around.
And that will be for second shot, of course. Japan lying shot there at the back of the forefoot. Neuner.
Very good. 7. Yeah, close. Really good. 7. 7. Yep. Gotta go. Hard. Hard.
Germany trying to bury this one.
Really good.
Are they by? Yes, they are. Well swept. That's a nice shot from Ryan Gerard. Germany's got that stone behind that corner guard. And Japan will just rip the corner.
Yep, they'll just rip the corner, and by doing this, you know, maximum hopefully they would lose as a 2.
Exactly right. You're basically saying to your opponent, you can have 2, but only 2. Shimizu. Thud. Corner guard gone. Well, hello. Nicholas Adin. 9-4 winners over Switzerland. That's a final.
Holy moly.
But it was,
Three-time world champs look right back in form after a bit of a speed wobble in their previous game. They need to take Switzerland off the unbeaten list. Now both teams from memory, Rona, I think they're both at 6-1.
Yep, that's it. Both go to 6-1. So both still very much in the mix for the playoffs at the end of the week.
Ryan Gerard.
Line's good. Line's good.
Germany going all guns blazing here, Rona. Is just playing a guard here.
Yep, just replacing the corner guard. Trying to force Japan to make an error.
Just defending their second shot as we look in at another final score. Nice day at the rink for Team Scotland. 7-3 winners over Korea. So following up their crucial win this morning with another win tonight. Bruce Mowat and company back in the hunt. They're up to 3-3.
Line's good. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Shimizu again rips the corner. Change of tactics now for the Germans. Going to freeze the Japanese stone in the back forefoot.
Sieben?
Really good.
We should be close.
7, 8.
Stay close.
8.
Länge ist gut.
Yep, yep, Linie. Leichter Tap. Oh, Tap.
Jetzt kommt er runter.
Yep, yep. Leichter Tap.
Freeze it, boys.
Throw. Hard.
Yes!
Dummy finish. Dummy finish. Dummy. Yep.
Well, the weight was pretty good, but the line not quite perfect, but it's a not bad spot for the Germans.
It's not bad. It doesn't leave a double.
Exactly.
That was the first priority.
Exactly right. So the deuce still alive.
だし相手ここにつけたとしても出せるでしょ。こっちにつけたらでもたら微妙ぐらいだけど。ここにピンポイントでつけられたらどっちか取るしかないから。
You hit the top stone or the stone in the forefoot, Ron?
You could hit the yellow that's on the button and split the back red out.
That's what I thought might make the final stone a little bit easier.
Yeah, they're looking at hitting this and rolling over.
Which is great if you make it.
But just because that yellow's not completely frozen on the red, if it was, then you would probably nose hit it just now because you don't want to lose a 3.
Exactly. Try to do whatever you can to take 3 out of play. That's the whole objective of this end. Does make the nose hit.
So we go there. He either tries to run or he throws one in here. Yeah, I also think he tries the double.
Yeah, Germany want to leave it in a place where it's very difficult for Japan to remove.
We draw. Maybe
you know, they don't want to leave an open hit.
That though. If we want the rock to be there, I think we just draw it there. Because that's not bad. If you're there, it makes the double difficult.
Yep.
I think that's not a bad spot for the rock.
Yeah.
So the coach has mentioned in the background, and he said, well, I'd do this.
Of course, the other option is just to hit and roll on this, but then he always has the double.
Yeah.
So.
Dominic.
They're laughing.
Enjoying themselves on the screen. They said, well, the coach is thinking that. I wonder what the guys are talking about at the other end.
You see, is that coach telepathy that's coming through the Jumbotron to the players.
Right. Look out, look out. No. I think the final call here is a draw to the right-hand side of our screen. Full 8 foot, really beside that red stone to lie third shot. And hope that you can force a miss out of Matsumura. The rationale putting it here, making the double difficult. And I think even if he does get it here, Matsumura is still going to play that stone in the back of the forefoot, Rona.
Yeah, definitely. They're just going to play an open ticket. They don't mind losing a 2.
Perfect. Come on. Line's perfect, boys. Keep the brooms down. Yep.
Jetzt braucht er.
Yep. Right here. Yes. Yep. Looks really good. Looks. Whoa.
Is it going to over curl?
Very nice.
That works.
Good judge, boys.
That's where they wanted it.
Yep.
So Japan will just play the other one. Love to save their shooter and lie 2 and then make it hard for the Germans to get a 2. Position A here, Rona, for the roll, probably full 8 foot to the right of our picture as we see it.
Yeah, as long as it's lying second shot.
Just got to be second shot.
That other yellow's just fully in the 8 foot. So yeah, he's just looking, and we just show you exactly where he can roll to and leave a very difficult double.
Yuto Matsumura sets up. So he's about 3/4 on the inside of that yellow stone. Get a little bit of roll. On it immediately. Can't over curl on this one, otherwise they're going to jam and give the Germans a shot at 3. Oh, they're working this one really hard. Have they held it? Just. And they held on for second shot as well. Boy, oh boy, they got away with that one. Abunai. I understand what that word means in Japan. Dangerous. And that was certainly Abunai. Oh, man.
Perfect result.
Got a great result, but boy, oh boy, did it the terrifying way.
Yeah, to get a double, the shooter's probably going to roll too far.
I know.
It's got to just hang on. in the 8-foot. Just tickled their own red.
Whew.
It was actually better tickling their own red than
better
hitting
than
it
the
straight
roll.
out, because
Exactly.
then it would have been an easier double. So you can see he needs to catch this on the inside, but to pass that yellow,
He's going to have to shave the
keep your
yellow
shooter.
and keep the shooter full 8-foot.
This is not an easy shot.
No, really hard. Almost has to play just good hack, really, doesn't he?
No more than hack, really. Because he only needs to split that back red out into the 12-foot. He doesn't need to remove it.
Exactly. Well, technical timeout here, asking the officials to stop the clock. Something wrong with the handle of the stone? They're okay? Nope, they're saying it's fine. We're good. Don't need to stop the clock.
The first time he went to clean the stone, it didn't activate the eye in the hall candle. That's where the lights flash and activate.
So that little flashing, flickering green light tells the players that the hogline detection system has been activated. All good now.
Heck! Whoa! Whoa!
Oh dear, there's a wall.
That usually means it's a little bit wide. They need this one to go across the face. Need the double takeout to score 2. Just gonna be on the nose, so it's a single. Mission accomplished for Team Japan. They get the force. Germany scores 1. But Japan, importantly, will have the hammer in the 10th end, leading it by a score of 6-4.
Auf geht's, aggressiv.
Auf geht's.
Ja, auf geht's.
Doppelte, oder?
3 und
スナップでここだからね。
スナップか。
Okay. Overhead look here at the NMAX Center. There's a look at the overhead screens that the players sometimes take a peek at during the game. Let me take a look at it too. Fantastic venue for curling. We are live from Lethbridge, Alberta, the NMAX Center at the Pioneer Hi-Bred World Men's Curling Championship. Play underway here in the 10th end in our feature game, Japan versus Germany. And long guard up, and Yuta Matsumura will ask Shinya Abe, his lead player, to try a tick shot. Stones in the free guard zone area. You can move this rock, but you can't remove it from play. Otherwise it comes back. Shimizu working this hard to hold the line, but caught a little bit too much of it. As Musketew sweeps it to the boards, that means it comes back. So one guard survives for the Germans.
It's a shame. Abe's had such a good game tonight.
He sure has. Just caught that one a little thick. Nice guard by Grendel to leave it high, because you're going to throw another one now, and it's effectively a come-around shot, but you're actually throwing a guard. Trying to stack 2 with a lot of gap between them to make the double clear more difficult.
And that's where he struggled tonight with his positioning of guards. But do you know what? When you get to the 10th end, if you can play it,
Yep, you're a
it's
hero.
playing those key shots at the right time, isn't it?
Exactly. Pick your moment.
We can go. Yep.
The stats don't win you the game. They're a guideline in how well you're playing, but they don't win the game. It's the key shots at the right time.
Just get it by the front one. That's pretty good.
Okay, that's good.
Line's good. A little closer together than they would have liked, but still in the free guard zone, so only ticks available for the Japanese. They can't throw clearing shots yet. Abe tries it again. Shimizu working this one. Less weight on this one. Abe. Germans trying to sweep this one to the boards, but it's not going to get there. That's a nice shot by Shinya Abe. Pushes it off the center line. Leaves the guards in play, but for the Japanese, it's all about keeping the 4-foot and the 8-foot circle open. That's a nice shot. Between draws, Rona and I were over next door listening to the U.S. team being interviewed in one of the up-close and personal sessions, and a fan in the stands asked the U.S. team what they think about the 5-rock free guard zone rule and Leeds playing ticks, and John Schuster gave what I thought was a very nice answer. He said, Leeds often don't get a chance to be, you know, celebrated, but when a lead makes a tick shot in the 10th end, they can effectively clinch the game for you. So it's a chance for the Leeds to really stand up and show the contribution and really enjoy the glory.
Absolutely, and we've seen this week when a lead plays 2 perfect ticks, it's so frustrating for the opposition because they've got nowhere to hide.
Exactly right. Tanita, no tick here. This is a clearing shot. Challenge for the Germans, of course. They not only have to steal, they have to steal 2. That's just to force an extra end.
Yep, all Germany can do is junk up the front, hope for an error.
Hope. You're going to need at least 1 mistake and probably 2 mistakes if you're going to steal 2. Daniel Neuner.
2. Linie gut. 1 bis 2. Linie sehr gut. 2. Länge gut. Easy, easy. Yep, finish. Yep. Hard. Nachstück, Nachstück, Nachstück. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good.
Gets the guard up, but Japan will immediately look to clear that.
Yep, Japan have never won a world men's medal, so they're certainly getting 1 step closer to be in the playoff stages.
This is a really important game for the Japanese because looking ahead in the schedule, they have got a very difficult run home. After this, they will be facing Canada, Scotland, Switzerland, USA before their final game against Russia. So pretty critical game for the Japanese here. It's going to be pretty challenging in the second half of the run.
Yep, and before you face these big, you know, names that these guys might not have played before, then it's great to have that confidence and some wins under your belt.
Absolutely. You're in the tournament, you know you can play.
Line's good.
Gerard.
Yeah. Choosing to come in around this corner.
It's really the only protection the Germans have got at this stage of the end.
Okay. Good.
Well, they do lie too.
Yes, they do.
Just come out the other side of the guard.
That's interesting. He's going to tempt the Japanese into making a play at it. The other players saying, well, why don't we just double off the front, hit it thin. But then if they don't make that, then the Germans just wrap around the corner guard again.
But the thing for Japan is they've got to think they've got last stone.
Exactly right. Corner
Get
guard.
that centre open.
Exactly.
If you have to draw the 4 foot, so be it.
Exactly.
もうハウス打ちたいね。ハウス打ちたいね。
俺赤取ってもいいかなって思うね。
赤取って。
Japan was
Not losing that sight of you're 2 up,
Right.
you've got the hammer.
まあ見えてるから。
Forget what Germany are trying to do there. You need the centre open.
Exactly. 3/4 of it is available, so it is tempting to have a play at the shot.
こいつがいることによって。
いやそう。
4:20. Well, they have called timeout now. Japan is asking Bob Ursel to come down.
いつか
And
俺らこれ多分切ることになる
any
そうです
predictions for what Coach Ursel will have to say, Rona?
Hopefully the same as what I'm saying.
Usually the first question will be the coach's question. What do you like?
No, I think Bob Ursel will be
Be a
quite
bit more direct.
direct and just tell them this is what you have to do. So it'll be interesting to see what he says.
まあ外ピールできんだったらできやってもいいと思うんだけど。
あんま狙いすぎたくはない感じか。
あんまりここ緩い系でいって
You're
こ
designing
れ
up
で
the
やっ
shot
て
that
ま
I
た
think
セ
is
ンターみ
probably
たいな
the
一番
shot.
良くない。
So what do we got left? They got 3 rocks left.
Yes.
So run that in. They're probably going to have to guard, right? Either they're going to guard this one or they're going to guard that one. Run it in again. You're going to have a couple of cracks at a run in, right? And then they're going to try to probably split the house, and you're going to try to make a double at some point. And you might be looking at 3 at the end. So you want to draw or hit? It's up to you guys. But I think you make one of these run backs. Make one of these run backs. Right? Look to run that back. Yeah. Run back on that one. If they guard here, then run it onto this one, right? If they guard this one, run it again into that. Yeah.
So Matsumura was already eyeing this up before Bob Ursel got there, and I think this is the play.
Yeah, they need to keep it open.
You can get 2 for 1 here. You can get rid of the corner guard, and you can eliminate a stone at the same time.
And I think it's what Yuta Matsumura wants to play with his last stone. Does he want to have that 4 foot to draw? Or is he wanting an open hit?
Yeah.
You know, you've got to weigh up in your head what you're trying to achieve here. Because you're not just thinking about the here and now, you're thinking in 3-4 stones time.
Shimizu trying this run in. No action across the top, but does open it up. So as predicted by Coach Ursel, Germany is going to throw a guard.
But by not getting the one in the house there, it's actually favouring Germany.
Okay, side boys.
And that's why by removing the one top of the 12 foot, you were opening up that 4 foot.
Germany with still a heartbeat here. Japan with the hammer, but Germany lying 2. And a chance to guard something up.
Pretty light. It's right. I think it's a bit light, boys. You gotta go.
Gerard thinks he's light.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Let's get sweepers to drag this as far as they can.
Even if it's a high guard, it's further for Japan to run into the house. So
Is it going to get across the hog line, though? No, it's going to be short. That's a disaster.
that is a big disaster for Germany.
Well, Ryan set it out of hand. I think it's light, boys. Sweepers did everything they could, but could not drag it across that hog line. Worst possible time for a hogged rock for the Japanese. Shimizu now with a chance to double them out. Oh, so close to clearing them both. Oh, man. Hit that stone a fraction thinner, and they both would have gone. Nice sweep, says Tetsuru. Trying to hold the line, needed to just catch a corner. Almost made the double.
So go around there. Yeah, stay open. I can't, because if he noses, we won't be shot over here.
Germany has called timeout.
I just gotta hope he hits him.
Aren't many great places to put this one, Rona.
No, because if he comes right round that corner guard,
Yeah, I think you got to go over here and then just
it's
hope he
not
rolls
out
out
counting
and draw
much.
one in. Ja.
Wir müssen 2 Shots drin haben im Guardspiel, passiert nichts.
Ja. In den Offen hat er zwar, aber
Wir müssen eigentlich, das ist unsere Rettung, da hinten zweimal versenken und hoffen, dass er mit rausläuft.
Ja.
Oder irgendwie so.
Ja.
Ja, einmal jetzt ein T-Line reinlegen, hoffen, dass er mit rausläuft. Wenn er eine Nase trifft, den mit Peel da hinten rein versenken und hoffen, dass einer was fängt. Wieder oder die berühmte Taube vom Dach fällt.
Okay. 85 ist T-Line.
Okay, gut.
Also, we don't have to be too tight to the guard because I think no matter what he's hitting that. Okay. Yeah.
So if I could interpret what I think I heard Andy saying, he said you draw to the wing now. They probably nose hit the open one. If they do that, you throw peel weight, try to roll all the way across the house behind the corner guard yourself and hope for a miss.
I'm very impressed by your German translation.
Oh, well, a couple of years of German in high school, all helps. Mark Muskachewicz has to get this one on the rings.
7, 8.
Yeah, it looks heavy.
Otherwise,
more
it's
heavy,
game
more.
over.
Looks
If
really
Matsumura
heavy.
eliminates the other stone.
Needs to come down.
Oh dear.
No, needs to come down, say the sweepers. Abe is already lurking at the tee line, ready to sweep this one. Needs to stop in the rings, otherwise it's an open hit for the win, and this one is going to slide through. Oh dear.
So Germany from looking pretty good at this end to one hogged and one through.
Yeah, handicap. Can only watch as Yuta Matsumura heads down to the delivery end. Huge relief for the Japanese. Now it's just an open hit to run your opponent out of rocks and claim your 6th victory of the tournament. It's on its way. Clean, says Abe. Hands in the air already. Nose hit. Germany is out of rocks. Japan are your winners. Close-fought game. Handshakes between the coaches, handshakes between the athletes. Germany fought valiantly, but Japan a little too strong tonight. Yuta Matsumura and company are 6-4 winners at the Pioneer Hi-Bred World Men's Curling Championship. Team Japan acknowledging the crowd, who acknowledged them in return. And obviously a familiar face there. Hugs all around. Good night for Team Japan.
Good to see you.
So we pick up the one game remaining, which is Russia-Italy. And here is Joel Retornas with his final stone of the game. Removes the Russian rock, and that's a win for the Italians. Retornas with the nose hit to score a pair in the final end.
Thank you. Good luck.
Final score there is Italy 5 and Russia 3. So the Italians get another win on the board. Russians made them work for it, though, as Team Italy acknowledges the crowd.
Referee.
Simone Honen, Amos Mosaner,
Gotta get the water.
and Sebastiano Armand. Team Italy. It's a big win for them. They stay in the playoff hunt as well.
I wasn't even meant to take this, but he just told me. Thank you for the great prayer.
The always courteous Joel Retornas.
Sure.
Very popular player.
Thank you.
Amos.
Our feature game was Japan and Germany. Playing the 6th end. Red stone belongs to Japan. Final stone here for Germany's Mark Musketeers.
Backline heck. Easy. Heck.
Characteristic whistle asking his teammates to stop sweeping, but nice control weight there. Nudges the Japanese stone back for a single point for the Germans. Japan with the hammer in the 7th. Bit of a topsy-turvy end. Yuta Matsumura needs a little inside roll here to cash in the deuce. And he makes it perfect. A big 2-point end there for the Japanese. Ninth end. Japan lying 2. So Musketeers is forced to make a nose hit to score. Makes it perfectly, but it's only a single point for the Germans.
Okay, Mark.
10th end. Japan runs Germany out of rocks to claim a 6-4 victory, an important win for the Japanese in the midpoint of this round-robin tournament. So here we recap all of the session 11 games tonight. Final scores in all of them. Italy 5-3 winners rather over Russia. Sweden with an important 9-4 win over Switzerland. Japan 6-4 winners over Germany, and Scotland 7-3 winners over Korea. And now the all-important standings. Canada now the only unbeaten team at 6-0. Japan with the win into 2nd place at 6-1 alongside Switzerland and Sweden. The Italians with their win tonight move to 4-2, level with the United States. Scotland with their win move into the picture. They're at 3-3, followed by the Netherlands, Russia, China, Norway, Germany, and Korea, who are looking for their first win of the tournament.
Oh, I'm really pleased. We just had a solid game today.
You're now on 6 wins, more than halfway through. What was your goal for this week coming in?
Our first goal is going to playoff. Yeah, close now.
It's your very first World Championship. How are you feeling personally?
It's been fantastic. Nice cloud there, and ice is great. Team is playing well.
What do you like to do to relax between games as a team?
Just a chat and have a lunch and massage.
Sounds good. Well, congratulations. Thank you very much.
So a big win for Team Japan tonight. They are right in the playoff hunt. That will do it for us from Lethbridge at the Pioneer Hi-Bred World Men's Curling Championship. Glad you've joined us. Tune in again tomorrow, but for tonight, for Rona Howie, I'm Hans Fraunlob. Good night from Lethbridge.
Congrats. Good luck.